right, welcome to another episode of Assist and Anime. We are doing episode 3 here. Episode 3 is going to be a lot of fun, a lot of new things to catch up on. There's a couple of animes that I definitely want to talk about that are taking the internet by storm. But I think we want to do something different compared to what we did last week, Jason, and that is to talk about heroes we hate. I mean, we went with villains that we like. Now we're going with heroes that we hate and we're not fans of. And I can't wait to hear your list. I don't know if you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I want to go first this
All
time.
right, all right. You lead off
So,
on this one.
I got this list. I'm trying to think of number one. Okay. And I think I'm going to go with Asta from
Oh,
Black Clover. He he's probably one of the most annoying MCs that I have ever watched at any like length of time. So the screaming was a bit much for me. Like it was tough just to get through the first few episodes with his dialogue, and it just then he evolves, and it doesn't. He's still short. Like how you go through a time arc, a time skip, and you come out the same height. Like whatever. But he's number one. I hate him. He's annoying. Um, Number two is Naruto. That might be a hot take. I do not like Naruto. Uh, it's that power friendship thing, man. It's kind of like that's actually that kind of anime is what they're getting away from now. Like I'm starting to get away from that power friendship, and he killed all these people, and now he's my friend, so it's all good. Nah, that made me get off of Naruto. Next is Goku.
wow. You're gonna get a
Not
lot
a,
of hate on this one. The one back to back on
I
that.
don't know, man. I mean, call me Goku's an absentee father, man. He's an absentee father. Come on. We all know Gohan should have been like a god early in the anime. And Goku just being stupid and you know what I'm saying? Like being an FT father. Gotta rank him up there on heroes that we hate. Next, this is also gonna be weird, but Pikachu. I hate Pikachu, man. Not a Pikachu fan.
I
That
got
that
one to
make
go.
it might not be right. Might not be right, but let that man evolve, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so lastly, we have Orihime. That's from Bleach. She's like the healer of the group. And she's one of those weak damsel in distress kind of people. And, that whole thing is played out in my mind. So Naruto, Goku, Asta, Pikachu, Orihime, trash can.
Oh wow.
Boom.
Wow. I mean I can understand uh Asha Naruto big time because they're also surprised they're also on my list as well too. Goku, I have a problem with Goku Dragon Ball Super. I understand that absentee father, but Dragon Ball Super he's really dumb. Like they made him they dumbed him down. I don't know why. It was really annoying, like in the sense of like he didn't know what a kiss was when
Come on.
yeah, and I'm like, why do they do like they kind of like it kind of
It's
pissed me off
frustrating.
a little bit. What's that?
It's frustrating.
Yeah. It
But you
was
don't go to DBZ for the dialogue, do we? Or the character development, do we?
no, that's true. That's also a good point. That's also a good point. I guess that will lead me into my list. I'm gonna go, man, Astro is number one on mine too because I watched it. He just screamed the whole
Oh,
freaking time. It just drove me nuts. It's always yelling. It's constant. It's a migraine waiting to happen
yeah.
just watching that. Number two, I'm going with Ash from Pokemon. Um,
What the hell did Ash do to you, man?
Ash is the worst MC. Like he always he would lose his Pikachu would just lose off the bat, like to like some like crappy low level one Pokemon. We're already on like the 80th season, and then he'd lose. And it's like, dude, just like level up, be a better trainer. I just feel like he's not a great trainer at
Get
all.
older. How
Yeah.
about
Yeah. I
yeah?
just this that stuff
That
drives me nuts. Um
they're coming. Ash, I did not see that one coming.
No.
That's great.
I got one that I'm probably getting a lot of hate too. Luffy. I don't like I Luffy kind of drives me nuts a little bit. It's it's I know you're a One Piece guy. I know. This is this is one, and I can't, and I'll just say this is probably should be ranked last, but because I'm not through a bunch of One Piece yet, so I can't really say much. But
Mm-hmm.
from what I've seen, it's kind of the dumb act, no, just punch my way through the scene. Like I think the side characters are better. Like Zoro is a better character and like have a little bit more better character development than Luffy. Luffy's always like that. We can get through it together type. It's almost like the Naruto. It's almost like the Naruto argument, which Naruto
Yeah.
is also on my list. Is it's that with the power of friendship, we can get through anything type
Oh my, I hate it.
thing.
I
Yeah.
hate
I don't know how far you are in One Piece. I'm in the beginning, so like it's kind of like
it.
Luffy's kind of like driving me nuts, like where I'm not like enjoying it as
You got to
much.
get through. Got to get through the bad. Get through the bad.
Yeah, I'm
Wow.
I'm sticking it out. I'm doing my best. I'm just letting it run in the background. Um, and then the one I have is it's a twofer. Um, it's Teen Goten and Teen Trunks.
Okay. Okay.
No, no development, and this might be a subject to the writer, but no development, always doing fusion, don't fight on their own. Like the fan, I think it's more of a fan thing that I want them to be on their own. Like, like I want them to
Okay.
fight. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I want them to be like Goku and Vegeta, like
Uh-huh.
type, like grow, not development, and not always set up a fight and then like, hey, let's just fuse. Like I would love like the fan art. There was like a fan cartoon art of them, those two fighting,
Hmm.
and like it was phenomenal. And I'm like, I might have to put the clip in here if I could find it. And it was just like, this is what we want for like Trunks and Goten. Like this is the exact characters.
That same rivalry, that you get between Goku and Vegeta. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I'm not,
yeah. And you want them to be like stronger. Just like it's just I don't know.
right.
It's just kind of bogus. I don't know. They're kind of like a waste of space. Like you look at Future Trunks and what he was and like how good he was, and you're like, why can't that be Goten and Trunks now, like as well? So those are my characters that I've been hated on that I hate on. Um, I did almost kind of followed suit with you on a few of those, but yeah, I know Luffy wasn't going to be the true a good one to throw out there.
Uh, that you got me right here.
I I know.
Got me right. But I know I hit some people with Naruto. Naruto, he's maybe that's an older guy thing. A lot of older guys seem to have beef with Naruto.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I feel like when we were watching anime, it was like more DBZ,
Mm-hmm.
Cowboy Bebop, like that Adult Swim lineup. I felt like the big three of Bleach, One Piece, and Naruto came after like that whole like one Toonami wave in the late 90s to early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
I never knew those were the big three, to be honest with you. I didn't like
Oh,
them
gee.
originally, yeah. Originally I didn't know. I thought my big three was like, well, Dragon Ball Z in the like I'm thinking of like the older, like I'm like Dragon Ball Z was like my gateway into anime. So I was thinking that was like the original.
Hey, that and Sailor Moon, baby.
Yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Big time. All right, so there's two animes that I want to talk about that have been, I don't know if you've had the chance to catch any of them, but like there's two animes that everyone's been talking about that I feel like we've been lucky enough to be hit with this winter, um, or if you're in warmer weather, not the winter, but through the months, it's Ninja Kumi, I think I said that right, and Solo Leveling. Um, I don't, have you seen Ninja Kumi at all?
So it's crazy because your algorithm on Instagram is kind of tailored to you. So I get all these anime fights in my reels sometimes, and one of these fights, I'm like, dang, this fight is crazy. So I'm going through the comments like, what is this? What is this? And I kept seeing different clips of this anime and didn't know what it was for the longest. And then I was like, oh, this is what this is. So I haven't gotten to check out the actual anime, but I've seen tons of the fighting, and the art style is crisp. The fights are very gory, very bloody, and so I'm definitely gonna watch it. I'm
It's
definitely gonna.
it's fantastic. So it's just so blood. I mean, it is so gory. It's got that, I don't know, it's got like an OG anime vibe to it, where it's just
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of action, a lot of like there's a pretty good story to it, but it's just very like the fighting, the illustration of it, and like how it is just the fights are phenomenal. They're just like you're like, oh my God, can't I can't wait for like the next one.
Read the storyline. The storyline seems really good. I mean, it's that age old, trying to get away and get pulled back type thing. So it seems really interesting. So is the other one. So
Yeah.
is Solo. Yeah.
Have you been watching Solo Leveling?
I've been watching Solo Leveling, and I'm not going to lie, I wasn't the first episode. Kind of wasn't sold on it. Still moved on, and I'm glad I did because this is gonna be slept on, man. Solo Leveling is good. It's a combination of fantasy and that goriness thing, kind of like with Ninja Kamui. It's the same thing. I love that gory animes, adult animes. Reminds me of Gantz, reminds me of Parasite, these adult R-rated kind of animes. I think it fits right in with that kitty but still gory.
Yeah.
So I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I love it. I don't know. It's so good. It's another one that I was gonna wait to binge, and now I can't wait to binge. Plus, on Instagram, same thing. I've been getting spoilers, so I've been trying not to stuff.
It's good, man. You're gonna like it. You're gonna
Yeah.
like it. First episode, that's just backdrop.
Yeah.
And when it starts to roll, and I was surprised, man. I thought it was gonna be kind of like SAO, or kind
Oh,
of like Horizon or something like that. But it's nothing like that.
no.
It's super intense. I
Yeah,
love it.
it's crazy. Also, did you notice the little like thing when he like first is in the hospital and he comes out of it, and like the screen, spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen it, but like the screen pops up, and did you see like his workouts? It's 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, and a 10-kilometer run.
And over to One Punch Man, One Punch. That's good. I saw it. I was like, oh, that's nice. Show some respect.
I
Show
love it.
some respect.
I was like, am I, maybe that's what I should do for my workout when my body isn't quitting on me and giving me spasms and stuff like
Man,
that.
that's terrible.
Oh man, but yeah, those are great. I don't, I we've been lucky we've been lucky to get these animes that are coming out, and I'm hoping they're supposed to be like, I know new Demon Slayer is coming out soon,
Mm.
and it's just been nice to kind of like have a steady like feeding of like good
But
animes coming out.
that's not good for guys like us, though. We're not we're not week to week guys. Like,
No,
we're binge watchers.
I
So
know it's
like I have to watch Solo Leveling every week. Do you understand? Like I have to watch it every week. So now I'm locked in, man. I'm locked in.
it's the Saturday animes where you're like they both come out on like Saturday. Well, I
Um,
guess Ninja Kamui comes out at like 12 at midnight on Saturday, but like going into Sunday. But it's just like still those are like the two animes you're like, oh, I can't wait to watch these.
yeah, yeah. Oh, I can't believe me. You like, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch a little bit, and I got hooked, man. It was good. It's good.
Yeah, it's tough. Those are the things. Those are the ones like you said. It's tough for us because we're binge watchers, but it's like one of those things that are, um, you're like what? I can't help myself. I can't help myself.
Right.
I gotta watch the next episode. I gotta see what happens next.
Yeah, and it seems the kind of anime that I could rewatch too, like
Yeah.
Hunter x Hunter, those kind of animes. You can kind of go back and be like, oh man, I remember that fight. I want to watch the whole thing. So yeah, it's one of those for me.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, Hunter x Hunter is my traveling anime because it's like on Netflix, and I just pop it on and I watch it when I'm And when I'm in the hotel, to like fall asleep too. So
Very
I was like
solid.
rewatching. Now I'm
Very
rewatching One Punch Man right now too.
uh, another good one.
Yeah. All right, let's jump into the assist part of the podcast. We had the NBA All-Star. We talked about this NBA All-Star weekend. We talked about this a little bit before and off air. Um, how we both really didn't watch it. The All-Star Weekend dunk contest was bad. The three-point contest was the highlight of it and then the Steph versus Sabrina was also the highlight of it as well too. But dunk contest was terrible. The skill competition was terrible. And then the All-Star Weekend itself, like the game, I mean, they dropped 211 points, I think East did, and it's just was no defense. It was it looked like just like a bunch of guys just hanging out playing basketball, not taking it serious, which is kind of disappointing for the fans. And I guess from what I'm hearing is Larry Bird and I think maybe it was like Dr. J, they both like went in there in the locker rooms and spoke to the players beforehand to take it serious and to like actually make it competitive. And no one just like they kind of did their own thing, I guess.
If that is so indicative of this generation, like your old head, your OG, you know he paved the way. He's like, hey man, come out here and take it serious. And like, all right, OG, all right. And not care.
Yeah.
That's you know. The All-Star game hasn't been the same since the 90s, really. I mean, it used to be an opportunity to compete against the best, and now it's like everything used to revolve around the All-Star game, and now it's just like an All-Star event. You know
Right.
what I mean? So I knew Jordan and Kobe, they took those games seriously. Like they wanted to kill. And it didn't matter if anybody else was taking it serious. I'm gonna take it serious. So as a guy that's like as like that's been a fan, do you feel the change like from then like
I
obviously it makes you watch it, but could you feel this coming?
yeah, I mean it just turned into I think one like watching it I can't recall what year it was, but it just was like a dunk contest, basically. Like it was just like running up and down the court and like it just wasn't enjoyable. And I think my dad kind of pointed it out too. We were watching it. It may have been like 10 years ago, but I didn't see it getting to this level. And it was funny enough because I like said to myself, I'm like, there's no way they get 200 points in this game. And I was like, how does that even show up on that scoreboard? I'd never seen a scoreboard go to 200 before. So, I was questioning technology at that point as well too, knowing that we live in but I just was like, no, there's no way. But um dumb brain moment, I guess, on my behalf. But I just felt like this all-star, I don't know. It's starting to remind me of the Pro Bowl where guys don't want to take it seriously and like it's basically like just a joke. I think I saw something floating around out there too. I mean, that they want to do maybe 1v1 tournaments or something like that. I don't know if that's in place of the dunk contest, but I don't I don't know. I don't know there's a way to fix it. I mean, like how much compensation do you have to put into it? Because it just seems like, and you've been in the game, Jason, so you might know better than I do, but like, is it the AAU of the friendliness of like guys who you maybe wanted to compete against? Now it's more of like lovey-dovey as like not as much as when we were maybe at our level of like playing. I don't know. I just know like I might have been friends with someone, even when I played pickup, I might have been friends with one of my friends, but I wanted to kill them when I played basketball. Like I wanted to prove that I was the better player out of my friends.
I think it's for me, you said it, it's too lovey-dovey. That's again, that's an indicator that these guys are like friends, like and they bring that into the court, and that's not the place for that. I think one of the hardest things for me as a pro coming up was I couldn't distinguish the two. So as a young player, I had no friends on other teams. Like we could if there were two teams in the same city and we went to the same grocery store, best believe that I'm not going to talk to you. Like that's the kind of guy I was. And then as I got older, I started to make make friends, and now I can compete against you at a higher level than I could before when I couldn't turn it on and off. So what this shows is that these guys, they're too worried about, because nobody wants to, oh, you playing all hard at the All-Star game, you playing defense. They don't want to be that guy. They don't want to be the guy that stands out for actually respecting the game and playing the game like it was meant to be played rather than just Olay defense.
Right. Right. And it's interesting to see it develop to where it is now because I think you hit on it too earlier that Kobe and Jordan want to compete. And I felt like it was an event that like you said, it revolved around the All-Star event, like that game where you wanted to go sit down and watch that game. And now like I think I'm okay where like I can just shut it off. I can watch something else. Like I watched most of the UCLA, I think it was Stanford game was going on at the same time or around the same time. Like I know that was a wild finish and everything like of that game. I chose college bat and I just feel with pro sports in some sort of way there has to be some kind of level of competitiveness because it's just like we're
Right.
getting the NBA is getting to a point now where it's like get to the playoffs, maybe, and then that's when it turned, and that's like the actual basketball that we see, like,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the
Mm-hmm.
high competitive basketball that you love. But like when you hear like Jason Tatum calling himself, he thinks he's the best basketball player out there, like he just recently just said it. Like I want to be like show it, like if Kobe's your hero, be Kobe.
Be Kobe.
Right,
What would Kobe do?
right. Hate.
Kobe would come out here not shake nobody's hand. He might fool around with his own team, you know what I'm saying? And then try to kill whoever's guarding him. You'll be like, nah, switch, you guard Kobe because Kobe too serious. You know what I'm saying? Like that's respect for the game, though.
Yeah,
Like,
it's disappointing. I don't know. It's just disappointing to see, and like even I don't know. I just like would rather. I don't. I'm an old. I don't know. Maybe I'm just sounding like I'm old, but I miss the old days of just like guys who just
I'm not gonna lie.
compete and want to play and win and prove who's the best player out in the NBA. And I just feel like these guys say that they want to be the best, but I don't think they actually prove it. Like I can't pinpoint a guy that like LeBron's older, so I don't think he gives as much, like cares as much as like he is like he had that competitive and like I feel like he had to go through Garnett, Pierce,
Mm-hmm.
and he had to go through Kobe, and he had to go through like like those guys to get Tim Duncan, those early like teams, and then I just feel like a new guard is just kind of transferred over. And I know you got friends and guys that you coach in the NBA, so I don't want to bash too much, but
As a trainer, I am very blunt and very honest. If you're not competing, you're not competing.
right,
That's what you want to hear, though. That's what when I was doing, working out every day, one-on-ones, and doing stuff. I wanted somebody to say, "Dang, you're going too hard. Like you're being too serious, Jay. You need to relax." Nah, that's not me. I'm out here to get better and show you that I'm better. Period.
right, absolutely, and that's the point. I think that I don't know. I think there's some issue too, like just being a coach and seeing it. I just would like to kind of see a little bit more of that competitiveness and
Yeah.
that like, you want to beat the other team. You don't want to like you want to prove you're the best team in the state or the best player in the state. And it's kind of like these guys are role models, but it's kind of rubbing down on a level that's like it hits our high school players. And I think if they go off to college, then there's a different they get it back maybe because college is more competitive. That's why I enjoy college sports more nowadays because it's more like college football is I enjoy it more because every weekend counts. Like, and same thing with
Right.
like college basketball. Now you're in the intern, what is it? Conference play right now, and that stuff counts as well too. And those guys are playing hard, so and they're making and some of them are making more money than some NBA players as well too.
Right. Do you think that the NBA in season tournament was kind of like meant to alleviate some of this lack of competitiveness, like in the regular season?
I think so. I think it was like meant to kind of like draw more attention to for folks to tune in because I think the ratings weren't as good. But I also think that the draw get that competitive edge to get guys to play more. And I think that was kind of the idea of it. And I think it helped a lot because I think a lot of guys were trying to play for their teammates to kind of get them
Right.
100,000 and stuff. But what
It,
were your thoughts about the in-season tournament?
for sure, for sure. They incentivized it well. So,
Yeah.
but still, you want to see. I'm just saying, if the NBA has the best basketball players in the world, right, and they're scattered on these teams, and you have a game where the best players from all the teams or the best players around the league come together, you should logically see the best basketball in the world,
Right.
right? And that's not what we're seeing. And so I know that it's a fun event, but even Joy used to say we might mess around the first two and a half quarters, but then we know it's time to win at the end. Like
Yeah.
it would, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's I don't know, it's a shame. You got the best guys in the world. You want to see the best basketball in the world.
Right. Right. Absolutely. I mean, what were your thoughts on the in-season tournament as well, too, as you brought up? What did you think about it?
I felt like it was a money grab.
Yeah.
That I'm glad that it was well incentivized and and all that stuff, but I just think it was a money grab. Here we are debating on how many games we should play, and you throw in an in-season tournament.
Right.
Seems ill-timed for me.
Yeah. What I want to get your thoughts too, because I've always thought this, and maybe do you think the NBA season they should cut the games back to like 65 and start on Christmas Day? Like the regular season should start on Christmas Day.
Whatever's going to make these guys play hard. I think less games will inherently make guys play harder sooner.
Yeah.
So in that aspect, the quality of basketball should go up. Um, I don't know, man. These injuries that have been happening, that it's really like non-contact stuff. So you kind of like, you know, maybe it'll help, maybe alleviate some of that stuff. Maybe they will play harder, but you got to do it the right way. Like the culture is
Yeah.
going to have to shift a little bit.
Right. Yeah. Agreed. I don't know. Be just there has to be some kind of way to get it to where guys want to compete and play, and people pay money for tickets, get to see their favorite player play.
Right.
I just don't think it's fair for folks to like pay money and not get to see
Yeah.
the player play. Like, and tickets aren't expensive. Like, for example, I paid my dad and I split tickets for my nephew for his birthday, including us, and was over like 1,500. And you're like, it's crazy. It's like you're just yeah. And plus the ticket company whacks you like with all these taxes with it. Like yeah, like I never heard of this before. Like this like print email electronic ticket tax. Like what the hell is this? And I work in accounting.
Right. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, it's just yeah, it'd be interesting to see what the NBA does going forward. They have to do something to fix the All-Star game. It's
God.
the biggest issue. But I want to jump to another topic too with basketball, sticking with it, is our favorite trades. What have you thought? We're halfway through the season. What have you been your favorite trade so far this season?
My favorite trade is Dame to the Bucks. I thought I think he is the piece that they were really needing. You got Chris Middleton, but he's not exactly the guy. I mean, Dame is kind of used to being the guy, finishing
Yeah,
game, jump shots, and you got Giannis, so that creates a little balance between his slashing ability and Dame's shooting ability. Kind of opens. I'm thinking about end of game situations. You put them two in action, and you just let them do their thing, man. They're going to read the game. Dame's going to make the right play. If he feels like he can make it, he's going to shoot it. And Giannis is the kind of guy that's going to accept what Dame decides to do in those kind of situations. So I love Dame to the Bucks. Love
all
Dame
right.
to the Bucks.
That's it. Yeah, it was a good. I was a trade that was shocked that happened. I was also disappointed being a Celtics fan too because I'm like, oh crap, now Dame's here. Um, I have mine is KP Porzingis to the Celtics, and then obviously I think that was a piece too that they were missing to kind of help them if he stays healthy. I think it would be them versus Bucks in the conference finals. I think those are going to be that's my conference finals prediction is Celtics. I could be maybe I'm wrong. The Sixers could get there as well too. But and then the other one is Hayward to the Thunder that happened on the trade break. Um, I think Oklahoma City, being the young team that they are, having that veteran presence of Gordon Hayward just to be there to help them out, I think is gonna I don't know how far it will take them, but I think just having him like for them when they get to the playoffs and things like that to kind of get that team into a good spot. And like I think it will help them down the line for sure.
I like that trade too. I'm always a fan of getting veterans in around these young guys. Well, good young guys because they have to receive, what he has to offer. I think he has a lot of experience for some really good, talented young guards, and can kind of help them make the game a little bit easier.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that one too.
Yeah, that was a good one. There was some trade deadline ones that were, I don't know, the biggest splash I know during the trade deadline was bad to the Bucks, really.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
I know Lowry got signed by the Sixers
Mm.
recently. So I don't know, it'll be interesting anyone that gets bought out going forward if any of these guys are looking to sign anyone or anything like that. So
Hey, Washington to the Mavs.
oh yeah, that's a good one too. Yeah.
That was a solid pickup. Some toughness. I'm not mad at it for sure.
No. Washington, I mean, Dallas is tough for being like, I think they get overlooked. I mean, I maybe overlook them sometimes. I'm not speaking for anyone else, but I kind of forget they're good. I mean, Luka's good. I forget that they have Kyrie on the team. Um,
Kyrie.
yeah, the two of the combination of the two is really, really good. I mean, Luka's leading the league in points scored right now. Obviously, I think Harden to the Clippers was a good one as well too. But
Mm-hmm.
because they started clicking at the right time. But we'll see. I mean, this is going to be interesting once the NBA season picks up. I
Yeah,
know. Looking forward to
yeah.
it. I'm all on. I watch NBA, but I watch a lot of college on top of it too. I went to a URI basketball game this weekend. That was a disaster.
It happens, man. Long as
Yeah.
you can lose by 30 and still can compete. So
Yeah.
that's what it's.
Right. Yeah. URI hasn't been good in a while, so we need Dan Hurley back. So if I won the lottery, I try to get him come back to go to URI.
Good luck.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thanks.
Get
But
about then.
I think that wraps up this week's episode 3. Make sure you tune in. If you're watching this, we are also on we'll be on Spotify with this episode. Remember, hit that like, share, subscribe button. Check us out. Next episode coming next week as well to you guys. Thank you very much.